Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we're currently correcting in the $50,000 levels. We'll also be discussing breaking news. The return of Trump to the White House can spark a massive Bitcoin rally this year in Q4, according to the Financial Times. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, reinventing the nation state in the image of Bitcoin as a truly decentralized nation state. This will be President Bukele's most important legacy. We'll also be discussing up to 99% of the Mt. Gox's $8.2 billion in Bitcoin could be sold, according to this analyst, as well as the latest regarding Bankman-Fried's family linked to $100 million FTX scandal as their legal troubles continue to loom. We'll also be discussing German MP criticizes Bitcoin sales and urges the government to hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset, as well as Ethereum ETFs will only be a sidekick to the Bitcoin ETFs, according to the Bloomberg analysts. We'll also be discussing a $100 million Bitcoin incoming. My apologies, 100,000 Bitcoin coming, six figures, according to this analyst, but there is a catch. And speaking of bullish price predictions, rich dad Robert Kiyosaki predicts Bitcoin to hit $10 million after becoming this biggest crash and bouncing back. In fact, he said it is likely very easily going to happen. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, crypto fan. What it do? How was your 4th of July holiday on yesterday? Holla, let me know, and welcome everyone just joining us. Shout out Don George, shout out JC, Mick Fufinator, 50 G's, baby. Forever Melda, it's going up forever, Melda. Monte, you got that right. BTFD peeps. I think we already tapped 53, so we're already back on the rise. Seize the moment. Shout out Greg, good to see you, brother. Good to see you as always, Tough T, and the rest of you. Chandy, welcome family. Cast off all lines, says Greg. Set all sails, rose courses, flags, and pennants. Of course, the plunder, rich shores, and the beaches of the Bitcoin island. Poetic, family, very poetic. There is a live poll up. Let me know if you feel the Bitcoin bottom is in or if we're likely to go lower. Also, we're streaming live and in the flesh right now on 3 platforms. I'm going to be streaming for the next couple of hours. So if you guys can repost this, it's greatly appreciated.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JD.
Welcome to the entire crypto family, and I appreciate you guys letting me know where you're tuned in from. This is live and interactive. I'm broadcasting as I do each and every day from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, repping El Salvador today. Good. I like it. Forever Melda. That sounds brilliant. And congrats to Chandy. Her channel hit, I think, 44,000 subs already. So she's on track to hit 50,000 subs by tomorrow. I pinned her YouTube channel in the live chat at the top. If everyone here can go subscribe, we greatly appreciate all the support. She's producing the #1 Bitcoin music, hands down. And in fact, Max Keiser just retweeted our Bitcoin Fire Moon track over on X. So shout out Max Keiser as well. Shout out Junior. Shout out Robbie Keiser. Shout out Sam. What it do? J to the motherfucking Danger Mouse V. You know how we do. Danger JV. Bringing it. We deserve a 47,000 chance to load up, says Laser Cat. Word. Bitcoin liquidation heat map, 30-day. Once Bitcoin recovers to 68 Gs, 10.4 billion will be forced to cover. Also, all exchange Bitcoin reserves is at an all-time low. Do make note of it. We thank you for that. Thanks for the insights there, Greg. We will be pulling up some of the live charts here in a bit. The 1 hour chart is lit right now. we're on a tear. So nice little coil back spring from tapping $53,000 bottom here this morning. I believe it's the governments around the world colluding together to suppress the Bitcoin price action. I don't believe in coincidences when you have the Asian markets, the German markets, and the US markets all dumping Bitcoin, like from a government standpoint at the same time. Come on now, family. In contact with my German friends. Let me know what he has to share. What it do, daddy-o? What's poppin', brother? Let's freaking go, peeps. Free yay. Oh, fry yay. Oh, that's right. TGIF. TGIF. And it's a holiday weekend here, so big ups. Cheers. With my Spindrift, my carbonated water with a hint of lime. It's delicious. Hello to the family. Shout out Guido. What it do, Guido? Good to see you, broski.
BTC isn't going anywhere. Listen to your guts and JV. 50 G's, 50 G's.
Buck the Fed. Amen to that. Shout out I3 and K Jammy Jam. What it do, broski? Bitcoin dumped in the bull run. Hey, the bull run's not even getting started yet. Shout out Satwise. Good to see you, broski. Buck the Fed. Well said. Vegas, 111 and sunny. No chemtrails. What a beautiful thing. That's a rarity, eh?
Testing the week. Don't get all gloomy. We are not weak. We will obtain what we seek. It's just a hitch, CNA fam knows this. It's just a glitch, a hitch matrix momentary glitch. It's just a pretty minute to buy more of it.
Buy more of it. BTFD, stack them biddies. Is a good thing they are dumping. Those coins shouldn't be owned by any government, because if they do, they'll take it all. Yeah, and I guess the silver lining, it's better they dump it now versus later. Get it over with. Let the carnage stop so we can continue to build up during this bull. You feel me? Kepler says, let them sell all their biddies and they will regret it when we hit a new. Exactly. Then they're going to run out of their manipulation powers. Hey, I'm at work again, watching the best show on the tube. Love your brother. Right back at you, DNA. Appreciate you, broski. Bring a pizza and cook it on the hood of your car. Pretty much.
It's gonna be okay. We have each other's back. We have the biddies back. Huddle up, stand up, battle up, get battle ready. We don't back down, Bitcoiners stand their ground, and the Nixonator has our back. We are too smart to lose to fifth level, to let the devil take it. Huddle, 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 huddle up.
Huddle gang, where you at? And shout out all the members of the channel. We appreciate your support. Everyone with a green name and a badge next to the name, thank you so much for supporting Crypto News Alerts. It means a lot. Bull market is over. Pack your bags, boys. You wish, Nas. I find that during the dips, the Cash App becomes unusable. Anyone else? Probably because so many people are smash buying the biddies and their servers can't handle it, is my assumption. But that's interesting. Thanks for sharing, C-list. US and Germany selling is literally separating money as date. Boom, shakalaka.
No, hell no. We are gonna make it to the moon and then past it. Faith, loyalty, intelligent decision-making wins. 50 G's for so many, it is truly a blessing. Have patience. It's like holding up the train for a few who are late and need a ride. Let's be patient.
JC says, I lost my biddies, JV. I lost them in a rotten accident straight to the motherfucking moon. Amen. I love that. Shout out JC. Welcome, Muhammad. What's good, broski?
Someone can hop on our lunar ride. We call it dedication. Thank you, 50 G's. Ooh, yep.
Salam, family. Assalamu alaikum, broski. My Cash App is working fine, says JC. I know she loves to use the Cash App to buy those sats. Seize the moment, BTFD. Shout out Teresa or Teresa. I don't know how to pronounce it. Go JV. Right back at your family.
Moon up so soon.
Waiting for that Allah candle. Amen. Send it. It's time.
Thank you, 50 G's. Ooh, yep. Moon up so soon.
The smart government would hodl Bitcoin in case they really needed the funds later. They know they can just print unlimited amounts of money, and they know they got a monopoly on the money supply, so. But amen, Bitcoin does separate money from state, and thank God for that. It's long overdue. The Germans have wised up a bit and had a private equity firm to assist with the sale of their biddies. Good, keep it off the X's, exchanges, and the OTC. Got to go over the counter. Right on, Greg. Bitcoin to 32,000 is not too far. Then it will Allah candle to 125. Well, I will give it to Muhammad. He's been calling for this $32,000 bottom forever. Even when we were at 70,000, he's like, yo, we're going to drop back to 32 and then the Allah candle, 125 to 231. And he always says, guarantee. So he's guaranteeing it. Just note, none of the information on the stream is financial advice. This for entertainment purposes only. You feel me? I am bullish as hell, but I get mad excited to buy the dips when you hodl for life. Any discount is welcome. The German government not allowed to keep the biddies, says Laser. Is it weird I smile when the price goes down? Not at all, Don George. Every Monday, 20% of my paycheck gets deposited into my Bitcoin account. Loving the discount. Smart man. Here's the thing. Bitcoiners are winners. It's in your DNA. I want you to think about that. If Bitcoin goes up, granted, you got a Bitcoin bag, you're a winner. And when it goes down, you're still winning because there's another opportunity to stack sats on the low, as Don George discovers. So very well said, brother. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. Hells yeah. Stay positive, y'all. And I'll flex for that one. Amen, Judson. Anyways, family, if you're new to the channel, very important to subscribe and hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. And if you're new, you know what I mean? I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. This is pod episode number 1691. I'm your host, JV, and it's July 5th, 2024. Let me know how your Independence Day, July 4th, Bitcoin Freedom Day was. And we're going to kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. We're going to be looking at some of the live charts because we saw some crazy volatility here this morning. We tapped like 53,000 and there's a lot happening right now in the markets. But let's kick it off actually right here on Coin 360. Should be pulling up. We can see Bitcoin down just 3% on the day, trading above 56,600. We have Ether down almost 5%, back under $3,000. XRP, Cardano, Tron, and AVAX all correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. We currently have a 54% even Bitcoin dominance with the Ether dominance at 17.4%, with the Bitcoin, or I'm sorry, crypto market cap at $2.06 trillion. That's crazy to fathom. We're all the way back down to 2 trillion. The all-time high market cap was roughly 3 trillion. And right now the Bitcoin market cap sitting just above $1.1 trillion, which honestly is just a drop in the bucket when you compare it to the total addressable market on the planet, which is estimated to be like $900 trillion. You feel me? And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got EGLD up 5%, WIF up 5%, and Tezos up 3%. Below that, Quant, DYDX, and VET. Now, which alts, if any, family, are you most bullish on for this particular bull? Holla at your boy. And check out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. Safe to say 90% of the market correcting, bleeding, and in the red. And zooming out on the monthly, it gets very bad. Many of these alts in wrecked city, if you see what I'm saying, in the blood red. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're all the way back down at a 29. This is good because the lower this number goes, the more likely of a big pump. And lo and behold, we already pumped off the bottom of 53,000 this morning, back above 56,000. Let's see if we continue to pump. Yesterday was a 44 fear, last week a 47, and last month a 75 in greed. So there you have it, crypto fam. Let me know if you're anticipating a much lower correction. Do you think the bottom is in? Let me know in that live poll, fam. And towards the end of the show, I'll read those results out to you. Shout out Matthew. What to do, bro? Silas, Jennifer, I'm confused about what you mean by being up 145%. Did you not try to buy or sell? Hope everyone had a great 4th. Love from Santa Barbara. Shout out Santa Barbara, California. Moonstone, my old stomping grounds. Let's go. Actually grew up in Solvang. Not too far from there. What up? What up, what up? Good to see you, Matthew. 10 million, then to 47 million. Easy peasy. Baracarat. Yes, send it. We under 200-day moving average. Best time to buy. Tell him, Matthew. Can America get 1% of our military budget into the biddies? It's a great question. According to Trump, it seems it could be a strategic reserve asset here in the future of the United States. In fact, I'll be sharing some more insights here in a moment regarding that story. Paper hands are crumbling. The day Portnoy's, eh? JV is the Don. Shout right back at you, DJ the Don. Mr. Wednesday, what it do? Keeping it 100, even on a Friday. DJ Wednesday. Yeah, the government is going to do when they can't afford the wars. What are they going to do? Who cares about the boring kitty? Well, the reason they do the war is, you know, obviously all that money laundering comes into play. It's a lot of money, yo. Big money in war. In fact, who owns all these weapon contracts companies? Follow the money, they say. You feel me? Pea soup. Ooh, split pea soups. You're referring to Pea Soup Anderson's. I used to love that pea soup, yo. That was my favorite-ish back in the day. I love that there are no fudders here. Sorry, fudders. All the fudders got iced. Ice, baby. Stacking stats on this dip. Let's go. 100K party Puerto Rico in November. I think. Get ready for it. Can't wait. Excited to see the fam here in Puerto Rico. I recently got to meet Crypto Surge and his beautiful wife. They came a few evenings ago. I know they're still here vacating for the week, but nonetheless, it was good to connect. I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you. Who cares about a boring kitty? That boring kitty. Me, I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey. Amen. Hello. Hola, holy crap, late again, making the flat and converting to biddies. Keep the faith, folks. Amen, Steve. Welcome to the stream, broski. We appreciate it. What's the second best crypto? I'm glad you asked.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset.
There's a crypto asset
It's
called Bitcoin, right?
The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever.
Melda, it's going up forever. Chandy, I visit in November if you can, especially if you expect to visit the Cape of Good Hope in Cape Town, the distinctive native florist in the bloom. Then, good to note. Anderson's pea soup is the bomb. So everyone knows world famous split pea soup. Let's go. What it do? What is the tea today? Eh? There is no second best. Here are some guaranteed price targets. Solana to 0. ETH to 15,000. MetaSTAO to looks like a 2,000, and ICP to 5,000. Muhammad's putting his stamp of guarantee on that. We appreciate you sharing, family. We appreciate all the interaction in the chat. And if you guys can all repost this, spread the word. Happy 420. It's 420 in a few seconds here in Puerto Rico. So happy 420 to the fam. But anyways, let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. We're also going to be pulling up some of the live charts and checking out what's happening with the Bitcoin price. That's right. Here you're actually looking at the 1 hour chart. Bitcoin saw a rebound into the July 5th Wall Street Open as the market digested the start of the Mt. Gox reimbursements. That's right. TradingView tracked a 4% Bitcoin price rebound from lows of 55.5 on Bitstamp, but in fact, we dumped even lower, at least on the Coinbase exchange. That's why I'll be pulling up the live charts here in a bit. This represented the lowest level for Bitcoin since late February as liquidations mounted and sentiment fell close to extreme fear. Market observers, surprised at the extent of the latest downside, pinned blame on the start of the transfers from wallets affiliated with the Mt. Gox rehabilitation proceedings. Quoting Dan Crypto Trades, the first transfers have begun. Markets sold off again following these transfers. Now comes the time where we'll figure out how much is getting sold and how much the market absorbs it. Rocky road ahead. But after this massive supply overhang is cleared, that's great for the space in the long run. Exactly. That's the silver lining, family. Now, the total funds involved in the distribution to Mt. Gox creditors total more than $8 billion in Bitcoin as well as Bitcoin Cash. Dan Crypto Trades noted Bitcoin continued to respect a broad downward trending channel, something which even infamously cautious trader Crypto Capo considered an encouraging sign. Quoting him here, interaction with the channels usually means corrective pattern consolidation before continuation. And meanwhile, even more bullish voices within the trading community conceded challenging times for hodlers. Quoting analyst here, Jelly, Bitcoin's higher time frame market structure is being put to the test. As it stands, we're looking at the lower low, but it all depends on the candle close, which coincides with the weekly candle close. A close above 57,000 in structure remains bullish. Now for the Ikimoku, my apologies, looking for the Bitcoin price monthly close. This is one of those indicators, which is also, commonly covered here with the TA. At 56,000, a price fell below the Kijun Sen trend line on the weekly time frames, with the weekly candle sandwiched between it and the upper trend line. Now, commenting on the setup, we had Titan of Crypto suggesting a close below the Kijun Sen on the monthly time frame would require a rethink of the overall bullish market structure. Quoting him here, from the Ikimoku perspective, unless a monthly candle closes below the Kijun and confirms with the following monthly candle, Bitcoin remains bullish. So there you have it, yo. And I just want to share a couple of things with you, some more breaking news, and then we'll dive into the live charts. The return of Trump to the White House could spark massive Bitcoin rally in this year of Q4. Experts speculate his unique economic vision and stance on regulation could create favorable conditions for the BTC and other cryptocurrencies, and this is according to the Financial Times. And in other information I want to share with you, this is a post I made earlier about Max and Stacy. Max and Stacy have the best Bitcoin shows of all time. Hands down, from the Kaiser Report, introducing Bitcoin to the masses in 2011, to countless independent documentaries exposing financial corruption, to their Orange Pill pod, they have touched the hearts and sparked the minds of millions of Bitcoiners around the world. P.S. Kaiser Report has been scrubbed from YouTube. Repost this if you want YouTube to bring it back. And if you'd like to see new episodes of Max and Stacy orange pilling the masses, if you guys can help support Max and Stacy, that is right. A long time ago, YouTube ultimately deleted thousands of episodes of the Kaiser Report. So all of that content is now ghosted on behalf of YouTube. So if you guys can repost this and show your love. I mean, this is my favorite power couple, hands down, in Bitcoin. I also made a post a while back. No question about it. I 100% agree. It's fair play to say Max and Stacy are the most powerful financial reporters in the entire world. You want receipts? Go watch the Kaiser Report. And this was off the back of a post that Max shared. Max and Stacy, the most popular financial reporters in Central and South America, the entire Spanish-speaking world. And this is according to the VP of El Salvador. Shout out to him as well. Like President Bukele has said, their chemistry is perfect and their integrity is unimpeachable. I repeat, their integrity is unimpeachable. And that's a very rare thing in today's crazy world. So shout out Max and Stacy. Now let's check out some of the charts I promise to share with you. Give me a second. This is going to be the 1 hour chart. First and foremost, pulled up here on your screen. You can see we're currently just about 56,400. Currently looking pretty bullish. I mean, we dumped all the way down to the 53, mid 53 range. And look at all those green candles. This is the hour chart, again, brought to you by TradingView via Coinbase Exchange. So right now, things are looking pretty bullish, back on the upward swing, which is a good sign. Maybe the bottom is in. Let me know your thoughts. And zooming out, we'll get different perspectives here. Here's the 4 hour chart. And as you can see on the 4 hour chart, we just had two big green candles as well. So the past 8 hours have been pretty bullish. And they say when in doubt, just zoom out. Here's the 1 day chart, family. And you can see right here, we do have a bottom target sitting all the way down at 47.7. Oh boy. And you can notice here on the daily chart, we do got 3 consecutive reds. It looks like maybe even 4 consecutive red candles that we have been correcting more recently here. And zooming out on the weekly, and then we'll take a quick look at the monthly. Wow. So as I mentioned, when in doubt, zoom out. The weekly chart looking bullish as a mofo. We got a bullish flag in the purple. That's pretty beautiful right there. And we also have another one sitting at $119,000. Send it. Oh boy. I'd love to see that. 6-figure milestone. 100K Fiesta in Puerto Rico. Anybody? But nonetheless, the other bullish flag target is roughly at $91,000. And again, this is the weekly chart. Let's zoom out even further. Y'all must have forgot. Respect the pump. Bitcoin's been on a 15-year bull run, family. Look at that chart. I mean, don't get much more bullish than that. Yeah, granted, we had a tiny itty-bitty red candle for the past couple of months. You already know one Godzilla green candle will wreck the bears and send them in hibernation for the next several years. You know how we do. You know how we get down in the crypto sphere. But anyways, fam, let me know your thoughts with some of the live TA and some of the charts and some of the price action. I'll read those comments out loud. What puzzles me is how the Bitcoin ETF hold approximately 54 billion in the bitties. You had a couple of $100 million in sales and then caused the price to drop 15%. Orchestrated attack, fam. Structure-wise, with the current confirmation, the bull run in 2025 can be breathtaking. 500,000 is still on our cards. Tell them, Laser. I have never tried to bear or squirrel. Never tried a bear. Are you talking about eating them? But I've heard good things. You sound like an amazing cook. Oh my God. I got my free month. Let's go, Taro. Welcome as a member of the channel family. I'm giving up fast food. Call it a sacrifice. Stacrifice. I dig the sacrifice there. Mustache. 225,000 end of the year. 500 to 750,000 is the cycle peak. Get down, everybody, to get up. Amen.
You try to die, are you ready to ride? What up? Pump it up. Ashes of Cinderella, the ghost who wants the most Fiat toast. Spinderella, spin it.
Oh, FYI, I noticed your Bitcoin Princess track, Shandy. I think it had like 37,000 views or something. Is blowing up. So congratulations. So I had to just play a little snippet. Anyways, welcome everyone joining the stream. Let me know if you guys could participate in that live poll. I appreciate it. You're going to notice it pinned at the top of the chat in the description. And also we have Chandy's channel, Chandy 10 Music, also pinned. If you can subscribe, she's on track to hit 50,000 subs by this time tomorrow. So let's make it happen. What? Whoa. I watched the new Kendrick music video like a dozen times. There's so much I learn, like intricacies every time I watch it. And something I just learned, WAP also stands for without papers. So he's also disrespecting Drake that he don't belong in the United States because he don't have his papers. Obviously, he's a Canadian. And he dropped Not Like Us. He waited for the 4th of July. Why? They not like us. It's another, diss as, United States birthday, 4th of July, and we just had Canada's birthday, in which obviously Drake is from Canada, but it's pretty wild. Let me know if you guys saw the video. Sending Snapchats back and forth with my daughter, and I am using the filters on JV. Geeking my arse off over here. Oh boy, Alan. Enjoy yourselves. I am hoping for that 100K Fiesta. Any of my surf siskies planning on going? Moonstone asking, we got a surfer in the building. Orchestrated attack says that's sick. And I have a strong belief my neighbor cut my temporary fiber line cable. No, which had mounted on my fence. Vandalism. Damn. Why do you think his intention was to do that to you? That's messed up. Like, who does that? That's some pretty crazy neighbor. If you can get that on film, if you know your neighbor is doing something like that, you get that on film, obviously that's a crime, 100%. You know what I mean? Holy Moses, you're going to make me fat, says Forever Melda. Yes, I am planning on it. I need to get a farm sitter, but planning on it. That's right. Jennifer running an entire farm out there, South Carolina, representing. Good-ish. Anyways, fam, welcome everyone just joining the stream. Let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss this Mt. Gox sell-off, which is more than likely contributing to this sell-off. Up to 99% of the Mt. Gox's 8.2 billion in Bitcoin could be sold. That's right. Most of the Bitcoin being repaid by defunct exchange Mt. Gox will likely be sold, threatening to cause more downside pressure on the Bitcoin price. The Mt. Gox repayments could add 8.2 billion worth of additional selling pressure to the Bitcoin price, according to finance analyst Jacob King. The analyst said that on-chain movements already point to the fact the Mt. Gox creditors started selling. Quoting him here, no Bitcoiner will say this out loud, but the majority of the 8.2 billion in Bitcoin that is set to be distributed back to ex-clients are going to be sold off. The gloomy prediction comes hours after Mt. Gox began repaying his debts in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. The collapsed crypto exchange announced July 5th here today, and you can see 8.2 billion. Quite a substantial number, family. The predictions raised concerns about the price of Bitcoin, which has been struggling to gain traction for over a month and is currently trading at roughly 56,000 at the time of the live stream. However, the market selling by Mt. Gox's creditors could potentially take Bitcoin back into the bear market territory, as the analyst shares here. I understand this is controversial, but based on the current low demand volume, this will easily send Bitcoin back into the harsh bear market. The Bitcoin price fell 4% in the past 24 hours. Like I pointed out on Coinbase, we tapped maybe 53.5 before bouncing back to where we're at 56 Gs. And despite the potential selling pressure, the repayments are a positive development for the industry and the defunct exchange users. This sentiment is echoed by Mark Karpelles, former CEO of Mt. Gox, who highlighted this in a July 5th post. Despite the potential selling pressure, the repayments come as a positive for the industry and the exchange defunct users. As he shares, Mt. Gox customers have finally started receiving their Bitcoins after 10 years. I wasn't sure anymore if it would finally happen, but here we are finally. This has been a long journey and happy to see we're finally getting there. Only a bit more Pun intended. But yeah, more than 9.4 billion worth of the biddies is owed to approximately 127,000 Mt. Gox creditors who have been waiting for a decade to receive their funds. And considering that the Bitcoin price increased 8,500% during the past decade, the majority of the defunct creditors will likely look to lock in some profits. This is partly why King and others expect around 99% of the creditors to sell their biddies. Quoting him here, I'd say 99% of those on Mt. Gox are going to sell their coins the moment they get it. Imagine billions worth of Bitcoin all being dumped gradually over the next several weeks. There is no way to spin this to be bullish or news that could offset this. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Personally, I think that's an extreme bias. I don't think 99% of the people will sell, but I would not be shocked if a lot of people do sell. If I was to throw some magical alchemist numbers out there, maybe 40%, 30% are looking to sell. I would like to believe that the rest of them who have been waiting 10 years, even though they have massive unrealized gains, they recognize what part of the cycle we're in right now. We just had a halving. So I like to believe the majority of them are the smart money because they're early Bitcoin adopters. And I look at Bitcoin people as financial educated people who understand this thing we call BTC. In fact, many of them were probably involved in Bitcoin well before we ever got involved, so they're ahead of the curve. But that's just my 2 Satoshis. Let me know your thoughts. I like to believe that they all hodl it, but I got to keep it 100. Not everyone is going to hodl it because everyone has different shoes they're wearing, and we don't walk in their shoes, so you just never know. So let me know your thoughts. Is Mt. Gox done selling? No. Some say it hasn't even begun yet, family. Had the fiber line replaced by my ISP the next day free of charge. Good, that's sick. Is Germany and Mount? No, they're not. You know what I mean? It's a gender neutral name, but I love Etsy jewelry made with moonstones. Whatever that is or where it actually is found, I don't know. I have to look for the stone. Yeah, shout out Moonstone. What's up, Bitcoin Stew? What it do? I used to work for a beautiful jewelry shop named Moonstone in Santa Monica. Oh, snap. I always love the name. I dig it. Thanks for letting us know the origination of your name. Bcash is going to be a dumpster fire from Mt. Gox. Facts there. Expect Bitcoin Cash trash to dump like none other. Baccarat. Fiat don't know how to measure finite. Accumulation is unprecedented and the price drops 15%. Bro, it's going to 10 milli. Now we're talking. 10 milli? I like that. They not like us. Tell them, Joseph.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Laser eyes, diamond hands. Where you at? Long-term hodlers. Hodl, holla. 425 on the stream right now. Shout out everyone holding us down over on X, the Tube, and Rumble. We are streaming live on 3 platforms right now, live and in the flesh. The second best crypto.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best.
There's a crypto asset called Bitcoin, right? And it's going up forever, Melda. Bitcoin's still far from the main. Oh, 100%. We have a 1 trillion market cap. Do you know how little and tiny that is in the grand scheme of things when we're discussing a 900 trillion total addressable market? That's crazy. Only 1 trillion, the Bitcoin market cap right now, 1.1 trillion. That ain't nada. Bought the dip, CMO. Let's celebrate. Poor JV only has 2 sats. I thought he had like 100 plus. Yeah, so now I don't even have enough sats in my stack to get it on, according to the track we listen to every day. Remember, you need at least 5 sats in your stack to get it on, and I only have 2.
Pump, 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 pump it up. Pump, 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 pump it up.
Just saying. But anyways, fam, next story of the day, let's discuss what's happening with Bankman-Fried's family. This is actually an interesting one. Headline reads, SBF family linked to $100 million FTX scandal. Go figure. Legal trouble looms. Wow. That's right. Sam Bankman-Fried. Last name Bankman-Fried. Keep that in mind. If he gets pardoned, then the bank man gets set free. The founder of the collapsed crypto exchange FTX is at the center of a $100 million financial scandal. I'm not surprised, mofos, as Nate Diaz would say, by the misuse of company assets to fund political donations. Emails recently brought to light by the Wall Street Journal disclosed SBF's family significantly managed over $100 million in political contributions. The funds allegedly illicitly derived from FTX customers. Sounds like they stole them and aimed to influence the 2022 election. How does that make you feel? They stole your Bitcoin and then they donated it to the Democrats. Interesting how that works. Anyways, the involvement of SBS family was thoroughly documented through emails detailing SBS father, Joe Bankman's involvement in advising financial strategies related to political donations. According to the Wall Street Journal, the emails indicated Joe Bankman was directly involved with the illicit funding operations. Wow. So lock the mofo up. SBS mother, Barbara Freed, and his brother, Gabriel, allegedly directed fund flows to various political entities and causes. Barbara, the co-founder of the Super PAC Mind of the Gap, alleged directed funds to progressive groups and initiatives, while Gabriel funneled donations to pandemic prevention efforts. Boo! David Mason, former chairman of the Fed Election Commission, noted Joe Bankman's involvement could result in direct legal liabilities under campaign finance laws. In fact, I would dare say if it was anyone besides Sam Bankman-Fried's father, he'd already be imprisoned. You know what I mean? No one gets away with that unless you're criminally protected. Mason remarked that amongst the content in the emails, there was strong evidence Joe Bankman knew about the illegal straw donor scheme. Despite the evidence, the spokesperson for Joe Bankman explained he had no knowledge of any alleged campaign finance violations. Yeah, tell it to the judge. On May 28th, the former FTX Digital Markets CEO, Ryan Salami, was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to felony charges. My question is, what happened to Caroline Ellison? She's supposed to have been sentenced, and it just was swept under the rug. Like, whatever happened to that? You let me know. United States District Court Judge Lewis Kaplan issued the sentence after Salami pleaded guilty to conspiracy to operate unlicensed money transmitting business and engaging in campaign finance fraud. Salami's sentencing marked another chapter in the FTX saga, following former executives Caroline Ellison and Nishad, who pleaded guilty and await sentencing. So yeah, for some reason, Caroline Ellison's sentencing keeps getting pushed back. And whatever happened to the other Sam, I think his name was Trabuco or something, he got off scot clean, while all the other executives didn't. So I make things that make you go, But anyways, fam, let me know your thoughts. Do you think Bankman-Fried's father will likely go to jail, this guy Joe, or do you think he'll get off the hook, maybe a slap on the wrist? Let me know your thoughts, family. SBS parents should have been charged 100%. Apparently, you know what I mean? They got friends in high places. Chairman of the SEC comes to mind. No hair gear. Forever Melda flying a private to Puerto Rico jet was in the song on the show. It was right after we talked about it here that I saw it. I was like, yep, that is Nipsey level sign. Let's go. Private to Puerto Rico, 100K fiesta with the Nippinator. Sign me up. Germany also donates to the Bitcoin to help Biden and keep out Bitcoin topic from the election. She's Caroline Ellison, exactly how we all feel about that lady there, Bitcoin Trini. The problem with our system is there's no enforcement of laws anymore. These crimes will continue to happen. Well, if you're corrupt and colluding with top chairmen of the SEC and you have friends in high places, they allow the criminal activity. It's when you become targeted and an enemy of theirs, they will put you in prison. They've weaponized the judicial system, as evidenced with Trump. That's just one of many examples. The Tates are another example. Meanwhile, all the real criminals, they want free on the streets, causing chaos and destroying America. You feel me? It's all by design, family. It's not just a coincidence. El Salvador is actually doing things right. They locked up the criminals, and now they have a rehabilitation program. Shout out to Bukele for this, where the non-violent criminals who are in jail are paying back their society by cleaning the place up and contributing. It's a beautiful thing. Something the United States would never do. Imagine locking up real criminals. That's very rare here in America, family. Very rare. The problem, 100%, these crimes will continue to happen. Shout out Bitcoin Trini. What it do, broski? But yeah, welcome everyone just joining the streamy stream. We appreciate you here today.
Pump it up. Look, pump it up if your game and went low.
When the dip hit, you just ape like King Kong.
When the dip hit, you just ape like King Kong. More than 5 shots in your stack, then get it on.
That's right. Rehabilitation, keyword there. But the United States don't know nothing about that.
Had the people on my back to get us on. Where's broke? Haven't told
We smoked them like a bomb. Next business investment, Nipsey's Moose Burger stand. A Moose Burger stand, eh? Are you hunting moose there, Steve? If you have no moral scruples, you don't want to give up your friends and high place privileges, says Silas. Right on. Let's dive into our next story of the day, family. Welcome everyone joining the stream. If you guys can repost this, I greatly appreciate it. Here's the latest with the German government, disregarding their biddies, just as the United States, government kind of doing at the same exact time right now. But anyways, this is interesting because the German MP criticizes the Bitcoin sales, urging her government to hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset, which would be a smart move, right? Joanna Qatar, member of the German Bundestag, expressed her concerns on social media on X about German government's decision to sell the biddies rather than holding it as a strategic reserve currency on Thursday. The Bundestag, Germany's federal parliament, is responsible for passing the laws and overseeing the government. Qatar highlighted the potential benefits of maintaining Bitcoin as a reserve, suggesting that selling Bitcoin on a large scale is not only unsensible but also counterproductive. She added she reached out to key political figures, including the MP Michael Kretschmer, Christian Linder, and Councillor Olaf to inform them of her stance. Qatar also invited them to the upcoming lecture, titled Bitcoin Strategies of Nation States, featuring Bitcoin advocate Samson Mao. Shout out Samson Mao of Jan 3. This event is scheduled for October 17th at the Paul-Loeb-Haus in Berlin, Germany. And by hosting this lecture, Qatar aims to foster deeper understanding of the strategic advantages that Bitcoin can offer to the nation states, encouraging a shift in governmental policy towards embracing crypto as a reserve asset. The German government has been selling large amounts of seized biddies, recently liquidating up to $175 million worth on Thursday, according to blockchain intelligence firm Arkham. However, the government still has over 40,000 biddies valued at $2.3 billion. These German government sales coincide with the anticipated Mt. Gox Bitcoin distributions, which have been putting pressure on the Bitcoin price, and more than likely a big part of the reason why we just corrected all the way down to 53 before bouncing back to where we're currently at 56. So there you have it, crypto fam. Do you think the German government will likely listen to her or ignore her and continue dumping the biddies? Holla. That is for your OnlyFans account. Hey, I didn't know Melda had an OnlyFans. You must be telling fibs, Adam. I would be the first to know. I'm her biggest fan. I work most of the day and I stop to see the stream. Then I go back out and work some more. JC is next level, 5th level G. That's what's up. Just wanted to say thank you for the music, Shandy. Shout out, Steve. We appreciate your support. She is only one of 1,400 in the government, and I assume only 5 understand BTC. You're probably right, Laser Cat. You're probably right.
We heard Kramer report that. Thank you. He said sale, we bought more bags till we got a sword back.
USA should have a moratorium on selling Bitcoin that they seize. No, I don't, JV. No OnlyFans. Thanks for the clarification, Melda. I figured I would know about it.
Can't short your dork, we can't afford that. Wait for the pump to come, we should have bought that. Crypto 2.0.
They really thought that? Haha. Even though I clicked on 55 in the poll yesterday, still feel stupid. If Melda has an OnlyFans, it's hunting polar bears for her cauldron. Exactly, Silas. You nailed it.
They really thought that. Again, you can call me 3AC because I'm blowing it up. Short squeeze, more please, yes.
We going to pump. Tell Germany to sell those remaining 40,000 biddies. Let's go. Yeah. Anyways, fam, I still got more news to share. So we discussed the latest with the German government, the U.S. government. Now let's discuss the latest with this Ethereum ETF and the latest updates from the top Bloomberg analysts. And then we'll dive into our 10 milli Bitcoin price prediction from the rich dad, Robert Kiyosaki. So yeah, here we can read Ether ETFs will only be a sidekick to the Bitcoin ETFs, according to the Bloomberg analysts. That's right. The incoming US-based spot Ether ETFs may only be the sidekick to the more established spot Bitcoin ETFs. So ultimately, Bitcoin is Batman, and the Ethereum ETFs are robbing. The inflows generated from the upcoming launch of the spot Ether ETFs could disappoint compared to the record-breaking inflows of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, according to Eric Balchunas, senior ETF analyst over at Bloomberg, quoting him here. Bitcoin is like enough crypto hot sauce. You're like, you know I'm good. These things move together anyway. Ethereum is harder to explain, but I am just seeing it being a sidekick to the biddy. While Bitcoin's value proposition as digital gold is relatively easy to comprehend, Ethereum and its wider decentralized finance ecosystem is more akin to a tech stock, which makes it harder to understand for traditional retail investors, according to Balchunas. That's right. Some experts suggest that the spot Ether ETFs may disappoint because the industry is comparing them to the launch of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which was one of the most successful ETF launches of all time in history. However, we have Ophelia Snyder, the co-founder of 21 Shares, expecting the Ether ETF launch to perform well in terms of inflows, quoting her here. The idea that the Bitcoin ETF launch is the standard is not realistic. The Ether ETFs will be a successful ETF launch. It will do significantly better than the average ETF. I think it'll probably do in the top decile of the ETF launches ever. However, also noted the investors should adjust their expectations and consider that the inflows surrounding the Bitcoin ETFs launch were far above average. The US-based spot Bitcoin ETFs amassed over 701 million worth of Bitcoin within the first week and over 540 billion within the second week of trading, according to Dude Analytics, as you can see here on your screen. And on June 25th, the SEC chairman, No Claire Gare, said that the Ether ETF launch is going smoothly in the United States. However, No Claire Gare remained tight-lipped about whether the ETFs could go live before the November election. You know, No Claire Gare doing what he does best, providing no clarity. Quoting him here, it's really about the asset managers making the full disclosure so that those registration statements can go effective. So there you have it. Let me know if you believe No Claire Gare, Care Bear. The SEC approved 19 B4 filings from 8 of the ETF bidders May 23rd, but asset managers are still tweaking their Form S1s. The final filings the SEC needs to approve before they go live for trading. Some analysts predicted the SEC could approve the funds for trading as soon as the first week of July, but granted, we're not getting it the first week of July because the first week of July has already passed us with the holiday weekend here. So more than likely, if not next week, it'll be the following week. But I think one thing all the analysts and ETF experts agree upon, it's most likely going to go live sometime in July. Let me know if you agree with that, and by what week or what part of the month do you think we'll get that, green light? And do you think they will be a significant ETF product? You know what I mean? Or do you think it'll be nothing in comparison to what we have seen with the record-breaking ETF inflows from the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which have collectively amassed a tremendous amount of Bitcoin in less than 6 months? They just officially went live. It was January 11th. And now BlackRock is the largest holder of Bitcoin in the world through their custodian, Coinbase. We know Coinbase is the custodian for the majority of the major asset managers, minus Fidelity. Fidelity is self-custody in their biddies, but nonetheless, let me know your thoughts. Gensler wants to know things that he does not need to know. Let's not forget how many times did Gensler meet up with Bankman-Fried behind closed doors. I wonder what they were discussing, eh? How to imprison CZ and take over? Nope. Love South Carolina. Right on. Is it a good idea to keep your keys on a piece of paper in your filing cabinet? Not if that's where you're keeping it and you just announced it to everyone in the world. But here's the worst place to keep it. On a computer or a mobile phone, anyone who takes a picture of their recovery seed, idiotic. Because computers and phones are very easily hacked. There's many ways a hacker can hack into that. And they can steal all of your crypto simply by having access to your recovery seed. So never put it on anything digital. In fact, never even read your freaking recovery seed out loud if you're around devices, because you never know who's listening. There's an old thing we used to say as Italians. I think John Gotti used to say it. The walls have ears. If you know what I'm saying, the mother freaking walls have ears. And he also would say something like, believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. And rest in peace, John Gotti. There you go. If you have to use your brain to unlock your phone, The government can make your unlock it your amendment. What? And Gensler, screw Gensler. And speaking of Gensler, I mean, they made a song about this guy. He's a legend.
Too many frauds and scams.
These clowns trying to take us down. What a guy. Wow, what a guy. Wow, what a guy.
And let me just
I feel like a chicken. Gensler and SBF were probably discussing the color and odor of their stool after. Yeah, I was thinking Bankman-Fried was inviting Gensler to one of their, you know what I mean, those parties they did the orgies in. You know what I mean? I mean, what else are you discussing behind closed doors? You know what I mean?
say,
Guess who's back? Back again.
I'm just
Gary's back.
And for those that don't get that joke, so it was released that Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison and all the executives and friends in that circle were all having sex parties. I guess we call those orgies, right? And so I was wondering, did Gary ever get the invite? Honest question, yeah? Oh, my God. But anyways, take it away, Gary.
Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess
They were living it up in like a $50 million mansion in the Bahamas. Wild, eh? Use a nursery rhyme to remember the seed phrase. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. There's a lot of ways to remember a recovery phrase. And you're right. If you make it something your mind can pick up, it'll be a lot easier to remember it. And another strategy, let's just hypothetically say your recovery seed was just 12 words. Well, break it down in 4-word segments. Focus your day on remembering 4 words. I'm confident any human being, including a 7-year-old, could do it. And then you'll get it. And then the second day, remember the next 4 words. And then the third day, remember the next 4 words. And 3 days go by, you could remember a 12-word recovery seed, embed it into the unconscious mind. So whenever you ascend to another dimension, you have the opportunity to come back reincarnated with your Bitcoin. Bada boom, bada bing. Bada boom, bada bing. You feel me? Cut the boar down here too. We just hunt one of them. Word. You got it. It must be good eating out there then. Just saying, if I did eat meat, I'd probably be a hunter, pulling a Joe Rogan. I'd catch my game, put it in a freezer, and I'd be eating it for the next 100 years. Because aren't those animals like thousands of pounds? Anyways, you were never invited either, Don. Good. Trust me, you didn't want to be in that party. 24 words out. It's not so bad. So same concept. If you can remember maybe 8 words a day, there you go. 3 days, you got your past seed. You know, I think many of you are cutting yourself short. We live in a world where we don't exercise our memorization skills because we don't have to. We have phones. In fact, we probably don't even know anybody's phone number anymore. Back in the day, you knew your parents' phone number. You knew your phone number. You knew your best friend's phone number. Every single one of you are capable of remembering 24 words. Trust me. All of you are capable of it. Granted, you believe in it, and then you just repeatedly say it over and over and over inside your unconscious mind because you're smart enough to recognize the walls have ears, and all your smart appliances could be recording what you say and could be stealing your crypto. So be very clever out there, family. 24 words is a lot to remember. It really isn't if you break it down, though, as I just mentioned. If you're capable of remembering 4 words in a day, bada boom, bada bing, before you know it. Read The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, fam. It will change your destiny. Thank you, Judson. I'll try 8x3. Been wanting to memorize it. Grew up hiking the application trail. And as an experiment, I wanted to see if I could remember seeds. And I'll just say, I think it took me a few days. And I remembered 3 24-word recovery seeds. Took me 3 days. So 1 wallet per day. So I know you're capable of it. And I just did it as an exercise to see if I can do it. And it's even in a wallet where I don't even have my crypto in it. I just did it as a damn experiment to see if I can remember 24 words. And it came a lot easier than I anticipated. And so I challenged myself further. Can I do it again? Can I do it again? And lo and behold, the mind is like thy muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. That's the power of the mind, family. So don't think, oh, I'm too old. I can't remember any more things. I need to let go of the things I know to know more. Your mind doesn't work that way. Your mind is infinite because you're tapping into infinite intelligence. You know what I mean? Let me know if that makes sense to you. I still remember my mom's phone number. Me too. Very first phone number I could recall. Obviously, it was mine at the time, and my parents' phone number. It's crazy. Most of us can probably remember our first phone number. You'll never forget it because you've said it so many times over and over, repetition being the mother of all skill. I do, JV. I even know my childhood phone number, my first boyfriend's phone number, word. My daughter's numbers, it's easy to remember. Yeah, exactly. The Army of the 12 Monkeys. I learned 400 plus botanical names. My seed phrase was a joke compared to all the Latin and Greek crap. There you go, Derek Fox. And of course, like JC can speak many languages. I bet you for anyone who can speak many languages, learning a few words is not difficult whatsoever. Your mind is like water. Be water, my friend. Preach it, JV. Cheers, Chandy. That makes sense. Cheers. Anyways, fam, next story of the day. Where'd we leave off? We did the Ethereum ETF stuff, right? Well, now for our future story of the day. Rich dad Robert Kiyosaki is predicting Bitcoin to hit $10 million per coin very easily. So let's break this baby down. You can see in the headline right here. In fact, he recently shared a tweet. This was on July 3rd. I'm going to read it to you verbatim. Boom, going bust. Technical charts indicate the biggest crash in history coming. Prices of real estate, stocks, bonds, gold, silver, and Bitcoin crash. Great news. Good time to buy bargains will follow. Technical charts indicate major long-term bull market cycle will follow. Starting bull market climb in late 2025, raising prices for years. This bull market cycle is the boom gold. Silver and Bitcoin investors have been waiting for. Their patience will be rewarded. This is the long-term bull market cycle they knew had to come. They know it has come because of the U.S. being the biggest debtor nation in history. They know this long cycle bull market is a-coming because they know faith and confidence in fake money is dissolving. They know history will repeat. They know what happened to Germany's Reichsmark, the Zimbabwe dollar. They know more and more people are finally waking up. They know after the crash, the long cycle bull market for gold, silver, and Bitcoin will begin. They know after the crash, gold, silver, Bitcoin will once again begin climbing to hit new all-time highs. Gold possibly 15,000 an ounce, silver possibly $110 an ounce. Bitcoin easily to $10 million per coin. They know to be patient. They know their time has arrived. Take care. Now, what do you notice out of these three predictions here? Notice the gold prediction? Possibly. Notice the silver prediction? Possibly. Notice the Bitcoin prediction? Easily. AKA easy peasy. You feel me? So obviously, Bitcoin is in a class of its own. Also run the math. I think gold right now is trading at like 2,300 an ounce. So if we go to 15,000, it's a modest 7x. I don't know the exact silver price, but probably something similar, maybe a 5 to 10x. Whereas with Bitcoin, run the math. What's 10 million divided by today's price action of 55,000? Way more than 10x. So he's ultimately saying he knows for a fact Bitcoin is easily going to 10 million. He's not so sure about gold and silver, but it could do what it do. So he recognizes the king for being the king, the apex predator. Enough said, but let's dive a little deeper. This was actually just published here earlier today. So yeah, technical charts indicate the biggest crash is a-coming. He shared with 2.5 million followers on X. Good time to buy the bargains will follow. Technical charts indicate the major long-term bull market cycle will follow, starting the bull market climb late 2025, which would ultimately signify Q4 family, and which is ironic. A little earlier, I shared some news from Trump as well, which was just released via the Financial Times, where it says the return of Trump to the White House could spark massive Bitcoin rally in Q4 of 2024, which ironic enough is right in alignment with that of Rich Dad's forecast. And what's also ironic is Rich Dad and Trump wrote a book together back in the day. I remember because I bought it and I read it when I was a young man. It was called Why We Want You to Be Rich. So, Rich Dad and Trump do got a connection there. The 77-year-old whose 1997 book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, sold more than 32 million copies. In fact, let me know if you read that book. It had a very significant impact on my life growing up. So I always have a lot of respect for Rich Dad. It helped me think outside the box. You know what I mean? Now, this is the long-term bull market cycle the investors knew had to come. Amen. They know it has come because the U.S. is the biggest debtor nation in history. They know it is a coming because they know faith and confidence in fake money is dissolving. And that's the key right there. The fiat money, my fam, is fake. It's fake. It's a fugazi. You feel what I'm saying? It's all fake. And people believe it's real is the only reason it has any value. It's backed by nothing. The US dollar is backed by men with guns. We call the military industrial complex. You feel me? What happened when Gaddafi tried to create their own bank? You know what I mean? For his people. What happened when Saddam tried to create his own bank and move away from the dollar? Didn't end so well. You know what I mean? But now we have the BRICS movement. We have many nations looking towards the de-dollarization because they know the dollar is on its unalive bed, if you feel what I'm saying. And Bitcoins have taken over. Bitcoin to be a strategic reserve asset for the United States. If that were to take place, 10 million per coin, easy peasy. Family. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 100K, 100 million? I think he also said, my apology, I think he said 300,000 in a previous tweet a few weeks ago we covered on the pod. He's also projecting $300,000 Bitcoin by August of this year. July, August, that's like next month, or it may have been September, but I remember it was coming up. He was projecting 300,000 as the top for this year, and he believes Bitcoin's going to be heading to 10 million per coin. Let me know if you agree or disagree, family. And welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show. I'll do my best to read all your comments out loud. Let me know your projections, your thoughts, and I'll also read those out loud. JV, is Nipsey given that by Signal got that dry powder on the standby? You already know, Sam, man. Holy crap. Crabbin and Tuckerton grew up with the crabbers along the bay. It's a freaking small world after all. Amen, Steve. China is in many ways the biggest debtor nation in history. A reserve currency requires a lot of bond issuance, but it has accelerated ridiculously since 2019. Yes, bullish as what? Amen. Amen. Now, I personally, I'm not so bullish on gold and silver just because I understand the level of manipulation involved in it, and that the fact is there is a infinite supply. You can say it's relatively scarce, but they're always going to discover more gold. They're always going to discover more silver. They can just invest more into finding more of it. Bitcoin, finite. Limited supply for the first time in human history. A perfect money in which human beings can save and don't got to worry about losing it all like a melting ice cube to hyperinflation. For the first time in human history, you're going to be rewarded for saving. Currently, you hoard fiat currency. What do we call them, folks?
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
You feel me? JBZ disagrees. What do you disagree with, JBZ? Seven Bridges was pretty shaky 50 years ago. Used the stock harvest clams out there. To be clear, I mean the U.S. has become reckless since 2019. No, the U.S. has been reckless for decades. But I digress. Since 9/11, I can safely say the United States has been reckless. You feel me? Myota and Jasmine went long on working on the people. We are working on the... what does that say? The martingale, eh? Doesn't align with the Rich Dad forecast at all. Kiyosaki isn't bullish enough. I gotcha. One was 2024, the other was 2025. Bitcoin price will be manipulated through the ETF. Well, the price is manipulated, but there's levels of manipulation. There's levels to everything. On the surface level, Bitcoin is decentralized, and there's a finite limited supply, so that it can only be manipulated so much. But do the ETFs manipulate the price? Do governments of the world do things to manipulate 100%, and they're always going to, but at the end of the day, they don't have control over it. They have very minuscule control, and that's why they fear it. Bitcoin severs the heads from the central banking cartels, family. It separates money from state. It's their biggest nightmare. Mark my words. China built enough extra speculative housing for housing everyone in Africa. Most of this has never been occupied and not paid off. We used to harvest the crabs under the bridges. Always use a strong password to access your personal private info. Do not use biometric data, which is stored. That's why new phones and apps have that option. It's a violation of your rights. Thank you, Dat Sick. We appreciate the insights. Good stuff. Live all the way from the land of Oz. Shout out Frank over there in Australia. Where'd you go in the Pine Barrens? Fear and greed index is a buy signal. It is. It is, especially when we get that low like we were today. I think I said we were 29. The lower that goes, the more likely of a pump. So it's ultimately a buy signal. It's as good as the Nippinator indicator, just saying. Purple Pepe to the moon. Is that a new one? Is there a purple Pepe now? Is that different than regular Pepe? My Bitcoin went long. Now, how many of you were calling it PP when it first came out? I think that's how I was pronouncing it. They're like, it's Pepe. Like, it sounds like PP. JV, quote Bukele on, oh yeah, please. I'd love to read that. Let me read that to you. Bukele made a beautiful post on Independence Day the other day. I think I retweeted it. So I'm going to look on my timeline and read it to you guys really quick because it's that good. So thanks for the reminder, Chandy. I'm going to actually show my screen. This is my X account, fam. Make sure you guys are following me on X. I greatly appreciate that. You'll notice I have pinned up is our Bitcoin Strawberry Fire Moon song, which just got the infamous retweet by Max Kaiser and is blowing up. I believe it got like close to 30,000 views on Chandy's YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to Chandy 10 Music. But I do a lot of posts here on X. I'm very active. In fact, I'm going to repost my live right now. If you can do the same thing, you just hit the heart, you hit the repost button, you hit the repost, bada boom, bada bing, it's going to repost it. If everyone can do that right now, it's going to get more eyeballs on the stream. I greatly appreciate that. I got to do a bit of a scrolling because, as I mentioned, I'm very active on my my X account, but I do know for a fact I reposted Bukele's 4th of July Independence Day tweet, and I think that'd be fantastic. Here it is. This is powerful. This one of them, at least. This might not have been that one, but I'm going to read this one, and then we'll find the 4th of July one. Thousands of non-dangerous prisoners, including associates of gang members, though not gang members themselves, are being trained to help us rebuild our country. In this way, they can repair part of the damage they have caused to society. What a beautiful thing. I think that's brilliant. Another thing he is doing to cut out the third-party middleman, he is having the farmers sell their produce directly to the people of El Salvador. What does that result in? Cheaper produce for the customers and also more business for the farmers, just as you see here. President of El Salvador setting up locations for farmers to sell directly to the people. He is cutting out the middlemen. What a beautiful thing. Imagine having no Walmart and just we were able to buy produce directly from the farmers. Here's the post we're referencing. Shout out Bukele, got 2 million views already, is blowing up, 68,000 hearts, 10,000 reposts. Congratulations to the people of the United States of America on your Independence Day. We are inspired by you, not by the ideals you hold now, but by the ideals you had in 1776 when you gained your freedom and built the foundations of your great country. We will follow that example. Happy 4th of July. Very, very powerful words. And also, I remind you, folk, those who were involved in that, 1976, you know what I mean, movement, it was a lot of young folk. Bukele is around my age, just FYI. But the founding fathers of this country, the United States, some of them were 18, 21. It was the young blood. Personally, I think we need to get the 80-year-old old blood, out of office. And I'm obviously referring to the guy who poops his pants. But nonetheless, I just saw a video earlier that was viral, and Biden was being introduced by Kamala Harris. And he said, it was on Independence Day. He goes, "Ho, ho, ho. Happy Independence Day." He confused Independence Day with Christmas. This is the leader of the so-called free world. What's going on, family? Congratulations to the people of the U.S. of America. Your Independence Day. We are inspired by you. Not by 100% powerful. Thank you for putting that in there. I do miss the shore. We used to get crawfishes out of the creeks. It is definitely a small world. It's crazy that we met here. Wow. If 52 don't hold, then 48? Maybe so, yo. You never know. 7K incoming? No way. Yes, we should all be buying from the local farmers or ship from small farms. No more Monsanto. Amen, Moonstone. Amen. Rest assured, we don't drop below 15. Jeez. I think you're right on that one. Except a few good ones that will adjust with us. They can be so damn stubborn. Yes, this is true. You have found your niche. Keep blessing us with your music, Chandy. Orange Pill the client on your work. Love that. Bitcoin is Da Vinci painting. Bitcoin ETF is the Bored Ape. That's brilliant metaphor right there, Chico. You nailed it. The young today often are not critical thinkers. They are woke. What is that? Postmortemists, and they have formulaic thinking. Word. Oh yeah, let's end the poll here. Here in the tube. Let's see how we did. Regarding is the bottom in, and I'll read these results out loud to you guys. Welcome everyone joining the stream. This is the Q&A segment of the live show. We're still streaming on X, YouTube, and Rumble. Here's the results from the poll. Is the bottom in? 37% of you say yeah. 25% of you said 51 to 53, 24% said 46 to 50, and 12% of you said we'll go 45,000 or lower. That was based upon 222 votes. So thank you for participating in the live chat. Here's what we're going to do now, fam. We're going to continue with the uncensored extended version of the pod exclusive on X and Rumble. So if you're on the tube right now, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the frick out of here. The direct link to the Rumble is rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net.
Hey, someone, give me the time. Did I hear someone say that it's rummy rumble time? Bitty bitty up at TPA.
Let me know when the YouTube stream is officially over on your end, so I know for sure, and that way I can play some music and all that fun stuff.
Rumble time, let's go see you there. It's such a great show. We'll talk about what we want without care. Let's say bye 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 to you too. Run, don't walk. We love